Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome to 3303. This is where I take a look at the news and happenings in and around Elite Dangerous. Today we take a look at the quickly avoided third-party tool strike. There's a growing number of generation ships being discovered, and this weekend the in-game events of Salome reached their conclusion. On Thursday, the 27th of April, a number of tools and websites that the Elite Dangerous player community rely upon all went offline. You can see a list of all these websites on screen, but it did include websites such as Inara, ED Shipyard, as well as Coriolis. Now, users who visited these websites were greeted with the following message. You can see it on screen now, but the short of it was that the websites were taken down in a protest against Frontier. Now, the third-party tool developers cited a lack of communication from Frontier, as well as updates to the game often breaking the API that these tools rely upon. Another problem seemed to be that bugs introduced into the API went unfixed for a very long time. Now, I'm sure many of you will have used these tools. In fact, I've come to rely on them in many respects myself, and I could go as far as to say that these tools are essential for the day-to-day usage of the game. The developers of these tools put immense time, resources and effort into the construction of the tools, and the tools are provided free to the community. It seems then that this was a result of long-standing action against Frontier. A lot of requests have clearly been made to Frontier and a lot of questions asked, but no response, leading to this final action. All these sites were due to be offline between Thursday the 27th of April and Sunday the 30th of April. However, Frontier were very quick to respond, and within a matter of hours they issued the following statement. This is from Ed Lewis, the community manager. He said, "After speaking in private with the poster of the thread on the forums and other involved community developers, we have all agreed that it was in the best interest of the community to bring the websites back up as soon as possible. This will be happening simultaneously at 7 o'clock where possible for all of the sites. We have made a commitment to work more closely with the third-party developer community to address concerns and to support features which the community use and value on a daily basis. These ongoing communications will include developers from other third-party websites who may be interested, not just those listed in the post here on the forums. If you are an active and established third-party Elite Dangerous developer, get in touch with the guys there at Frontier." And he goes on to say they hope that all clears things up. So whilst we don't know the ins and outs of what Frontier and the third-party tool developers actually agreed between each other, it does seem that Frontier have made a commitment towards these developers and have promised to improve both the communication and support to these developers in the future. The number of generation ships found since the release of patch 2.3 continues to grow. We announced it in a total of 5 discovered generation ships, each with their own unique story which is voice acted. These ships are as follows: the Lycaon, the Venusian, the Hyperion, the Odysseus and the Thetis. Now, if you want to head out and check these ships for yourself, there is a forum thread that will provide all the details you actually need, and you can find that in the video description below. It's quite possible there are many more generation ships out there still yet to be found. In fact, I made a video last week detailing how to go and find undiscovered generation ships. Unfortunately, we don't know just how far these ships will have managed to travel since their launch, and that distance will greatly influence the number of systems that need to be searched. Now, if you put Earth at the centre of a 50 light-year radius, it means there are 1,241 systems to search. And if we put Earth at the centre of 100 light-years, there are 8,282 systems to search. This is from information from the forum thread I mentioned that was created by Proto Engine. So it's certainly going to be interesting to see just how many other generation ships are out there still awaiting to be discovered. Saturday the 29th of April was of course the big in-game event for Elite Dangerous, the event surrounding the character Salome. Now, there's been a whole lot written, spoken and even recorded on this event, and to be perfectly honest, I can't add much to what's already been discussed so far. In terms of the number of players involved, the event certainly was a huge success, and it generated a massive amount of promotion and publicity for both Elite Dangerous as well as Drew Wager. In terms of the in-game context for the event itself, which was for some in-game characters to make it to a set destination so that they could reveal some secret information, this was also a success. However, the main character Salome met a rather untimely demise at the hands of the notorious player Harry Potter. Now there's all a manner of events and information and stories and misinformation surrounding all of this, so it's far more than I could possibly cover here. And after all, just about everything that can be said has been said, including everything from the extremely positive to the extremely negative, so there's nothing I could really add. But just to give a brief rundown, the player group STC, of which Harry Potter I believe is a part, was directly involved in the security of Salome, which seemed rather suspicious to many, and the website Ars Technica has even published a story on this, which pretty much covers everything you need to know, so you can see that in the video description below. As you can imagine, there's many divided opinions on the involvement of STC in all of this. There's also a number of other theories out there from the players that some people think Drew Wager himself, and maybe even Frontier, were actively involved in scripting the event, and that the whole thing had a predetermined ending. Other people's feelings are a little bit more down to earth, and they tend to think that either the event was just a bit poorly organised, or that the game itself is just not capable of supporting an event of this scale just yet. As for the revelations of the secrets themselves, a lot of these can be found in the Teorge system, and unfortunately due to the way the game works, they were actually discovered before the event even began. So in the Teorge system you will find listening posts that detail the revelations of the secret. The Formidine Rift mystery then is something I'll be covering in a future video. But if you want to see the secret data logs right now, then you can do so by checking out the links in the video description. It's widely known that things in the Elite Dangerous galaxy are slowly starting to change. We have the emergence of aliens in distress beacons in the Maya system. There's the arrival and discovery of generation ships as well as mega ships all over the place. And another new thing is the expansion of the Alliance into the California Nebula. Now this has been going on for a while, but it's certainly worth talking about here, and as brought to our attention by Commander Saul, you can see that there's a new planetary base in this system right here. It's quite likely then we'll see some lore revelations relating to this in an upcoming update. For now though, it's a bit of a curiosity for sure. Certainly the California Nebula is a very pretty area of space, so if you do want to go check it out, now may well be worth the time. That then brings us to an end of this episode of 3303. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.